Strategy Battle Gamers, welcome to another Speak, Friend and Question with your Hobbit hosts
GBHL Jamie
and GBHL James. We are back together again. It's a little bit quiet in here though, isn't it?
There's no Bilbo today.
No Bilbo. Very popular.
He is, yeah.
He's very popular.
Understandably so as well.
He's awesome, isn't he?
He's
you just
cool,
seem so much happier when he's here.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me. Yeah, so we are back again and we've got a few more questions this week as well.
Yep, 30 this week.
30 this week. However, before we begin, some exciting
a few
news.
little bits. So, firstly, for Desolation of Stockport, we've got these dice.
Woo!
And none of them have the hashtag the roll on the sides. Should have set this
We've been
up.
waiting for these for a while now. Of course, there is a key moment in channel history where GBHL Jamie and GBHL Damien and GBHL Tom and Mr. Ed Ball,
Well, yeah.
ex-champion. There was an epic moment when you were doing the Rohan scenarios.
Yep.
Where with AMO, you were like,
I was like, throwing ones and twos out all game. I was like, nah, it's AMS time. He's charged into two orcs. Bosh! 1-1-1. God damn it!
that's where it came from. It's one of the key channel moments. So for a while, we've been dreaming up this idea of these.
These hashtag Bosh dice.
How can strategy battle gamers get hold of these hashtag boss dice?
Well, these are going to be available just like Desolation of Stockport. Everyone's going to get one at the Desolation of Stockport with the option to buy more.
That's
and
awesome.
if there are any left over after the Desolation of Stockport, they'll be like, sort of released for general sale, as it were. And then once they've sold completely, with the money made from dice sales, I'll be able to fund getting the black or white GBHL dice in.
Fantastic, there you go.
So finally available for everyone.
There you go, guys. So something to look forward to.
These are yours.
Oh! Now we have discussed this before.
Yeah.
Using these in a battle report, we want to do it because it's all about the entertainment.
Yeah. But you like, whenever there's a symbol on the one, like you want to see the symbol, but you don't want to see ones.
I've got to do it. It's got to be done. There are new dice here.
They're quite good, actually. Like, I very rarely saw hashtag Bosh.
Oh, there's one. But that's not too bad. 1 out of 6. That's what you expect.
Yeah.
We'll have that. And again.
1 out of 6.
2 out of 6.
Ooh, it's getting worse.
So it might be a case that before a battle report you have to roll, and if you see the Bosh, you've got to use the Bosh dice. That might be a good idea. But we've also got something else before we start with this. What else have we got?
What else we got? Well, I was contacted by one of our supporters from the channel, Christopher Kane. It was a while ago now, but I've started reading one of the I've got, so I sort of spoiled it a little bit. But he has got a book published, The Last Stand at Little Creek. It's a western, the book, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah. Seems like a western but crime thing, so it's to do with solving a murder.
You can read the blurb.
The ageing town marshal, John Walker, is drawn from his comfortable near retirement in a small town in rural Wyoming to try and solve a shocking murder. Racing against time to prevent a border dispute between two local cattle barons from turning into a full-blown range war, he attempts to tread the grey line between peacekeeper and law enforcer. Set in 1880, rural Wyoming, this powerful tale of love, family and rivalry will drag you into the bleak reality of the Wild West, brilliantly interweaving history and adventure to create new, believable historical fiction. Chris Kane.
He's signed these books as well, and we've got 4 of them to give away. So he asked if we'd do a competition, so we could sort of give these out.
I love competitions.
Give these out to our subscribers.
Makes sense.
So we decided that what we do is, if you comment in this Speak Friend Question, ask us a question below. I think we'll give 2 away in our show, and we'll do the planter. They can give 2 away in theirs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We get more views over the contest, and you get 2 chances to win.
That's
or
fantastic.
4 chances to win. So yeah, thank you very much, Christopher Kane.
Yeah, thank you, and all the best with the book. It looks like a good one.
It is available to purchase on Amazon, and I'm not sure if there's an ebook version available or not. I've not checked that out, but he said it is definitely on Amazon. So if you do want to go onto Amazon, search for Christopher Kane or Last Stand at Little Creek, and his book will be on there. I'm up to chapter 7. It's a very easy book to read. You can probably do it in a day.
Okay,
really,
cool.
really nice to just
Got a flow, nice flow to
nice
it.
flow to it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Chris, for getting that published, and that should be one of the good things about this. I mean, remember, we're a community, so if any of you ever feel like we can do anything to help you in some way, shape, or form, if we can,
give us a shout. Yeah.
give us a shout, because competition, give away something for free, absolutely brilliant. So all the best with that, Christopher. I've been dying since we started this video. I don't know if you keep seeing me, I keep turning to take a sip. I've done it 3 times. Because Jamie has come bearing gifts. Woo-hoo. Look at that bad boy! Yeah, that. Put that in your mug review and smoke. Amazing. This is cool. Jamie, what have you done?
I got some mugs made up. So this for my patrons. Tea.
My coffee tastes no.
Coffee. No.
My coffee tastes better from this. It's too early in the day for tea.
That's fair enough. So my patrons who are $20 or more will get these sent out to them or collected at Destination Stockport. And I've got some excess stock because, as a Vistaprint, when you get stuff made up, they give you Vista dollars essentially when you buy stuff.
Like Disney dollars,
like
but
Disney
worse.
dollars, but worse. You can only get more reprinted stuff. So I was like, well, I'll have some more mugs. Why not? So I actually to work out a price point for them that I think is fair to the patrons who've pledged to me for a while and also cover the cost of shipping and everything. So these will be available for sale soon in very, very limited quantities. I'm probably not going to do another run of these because they're
quite expensive
to get made.
They're quite expensive. I've looked at things like the mugs and stuff, especially with Vistaprint. It does tend to add up, but they are quite good at getting things out quick, and the quality tends to be pretty good as well. Because the quality of this mug is good, this is definitely going to be my Speak Friend and Question mug going forward. And this is Speak Friend and Question. And we've been doing a lot of speaking. Brilliant. So let's get things on the road. We're starting off with Mr. Tom Turtle. He's put, just got my hands on some out of production Faramir's Rangers. Yeah, they're good models. He's put, awesome models. The poses really capture the exact moment from the film when they jump out from behind the pillars with Faramir and shoot at the charging orcs. Completely agree. And also that moment when they surround Sam and Frodo. I always think more of that. Yeah. I always think more of that moment. I think it gets that. And I've recently got some which are actually stripping downstairs.
Oh, cool.
Is it David Wenham? I got David Wenham downstairs taking his kit off. No, using the fairy power spray because I'm looking forward to doing them for my gondola army. He's put, so which models do you feel best capture a moment from the film? Great question.
Very good question, yeah.
Very good question. I actually, although it's not my favourite Aragorn pose, I think the one where he's like that.
Oh, is it when he does the rush towards the pipe block? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good one.
Dying Boromir.
Dying Boromir is so good. That's a really good shout.
There's also, obviously these ones are made from the idea of the film, but not Gotham, what am I talking about? Isildur, where he's got the
yeah, that's good.
Where he's laying back. Gimli on Dead Uruk.
Yeah, that's good. Good shout. Good shout. Wow, there are a lot of Gandalfs.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Breaking the Fellowship, fighting off against the Balrog is cool.
Yeah, that or Snooker Q, Saruman. So the Battle of Orthanc version of both of them is very good. Gandalf and Saruman. A lot of the Gandalfs, quite a few of the new Bilbos as well seem to pick out part of the movie quite well.
Smaug.
Yeah, Smaug. So quite a few there. If you've got any that you think are better, that would be a really good way of commenting next week. Get a bit of a conversation going. What do you think? Which models make the best sort of movie poses, as it were? Okay, so thanks very much for that, Tom.
Right, next up we've got James Keelty. He says, hi guys, I recently started this hobby and I'm not sure if I should use an army of Gondor or Numenor. King Bones said Gondor, as Numenor has poorer troop choices, most of the models are out of production, which is true. War then jumps in and says Gondor, just because the larger number of units and available ways to build the lists. Models more easily available than any other faction, and scalability, Gondor can happily grow to many points without you repeating models.
Absolutely.
And the guys there, have beaten us to it with probably the correct answers.
Yeah, excuse me. I think you'll find that this is our show. You know what I mean? Like, you tune in, it's us, and we answer questions.
Not you guys.
Not you. But I have to say, you've hit the nail on the head.
You've hit the nail on the head with those points, yeah.
You go for Numenor, really, because maybe you like the look of historical. It's almost like historical SBG.
Yeah, it's weird.
Even the profiles feel historical. Yeah. A lot of ways, especially the troops and the like. But yeah, if you want a bit more of an expanded army, one that's easier to get hold of, Gondor. Yeah, definitely. So next up, we've got our friend, the Norwegian Viking. It's Andreas. If he said Articon, of course that was a little joke. Yeah. That's right. He said that would be the most northernmost gaming convention in the world. Helm in Tromsø in Norway, 150 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Good call. You've also put, you guys are so lazy. It's only They're on to us. They're on to us. It's only 15 minutes to find prices for a UK Royal Mail PO box. It's £252 per annum. Yeah, we don't get enough stuff to warrant that.
We might do if we had it though.
If we do what?
If we had it, if we build it, they will come. If we buy it, they will come.
We could experiment with that and just use the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see me.
Yeah.
And then when you see me, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
And then you post to Damien and Tom.
Yeah.
And that's free. Yeah, we got P.O. Box, Biotic Gym, Unit 4.4, Meadow Mill, Water Street, Stockport, SK1, 2BY, United Kingdom. There you go. If you want to send anything to the channel, you can do that. Might take longer to get south.
You know the guys from the Battlehammer? They pretty much do all their new games because people send it to them.
Really?
Yeah, we should totally do this more. Like.
Yeah, we're struggling for a few Let's Try Tuesdays.
I've got one this week.
What is it?
It's a Guild Ball.
Guild Ball's for winners. Guild Ball's good. We've just had a great game of Guild Ball.
Yeah.
If anybody ever wants to ask us the odd Guild Ball question,
yeah, feel free to do it in this as well. Like this is the Q&A show.
Exactly. Yeah, and if we get loads of them, we'll have to change it from being a Hobbit SBG speak any questions to just GBHL speak any question. Yeah. And then you've got your main block of text here.
Okay, cool.
Now for my actual question. As you might know, my gaming club and YouTube channel here in Norway,
Spilforingen.
Thank you. The Fellowship is about a month away from beginning our journey to film every single narrative scenario I could find.
Nice. Oh, this is the mammoth effort that you made, yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
230 of them, and releasing one each week on our channel. It's going to be exciting. Make sure you go and check out that This is this week's The Scouring
of YouTube.
Yeah, go and check out their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And releasing one each week on our channel. We won't actually have to meet up every week as we film them in slabs.
Yep, this is the best way to ever do anything. That's how Middle-earth Today's Warband and any sort of multi thing that we've done has ever been recorded. You spend a day doing like 5 scenarios.
Yeah.
And then you get like a 5-week buffer before you need to do it again.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Being able to have a day a week where you're kind of sorting out the next lot of Thursdays for the next 5 or 6 weeks is the way to do it, and then you meet the next week and you sort out Wednesdays for the following lot, and that's kind of how it's done. So you have Slab 1 is the Last Alliance journey, starts with the fall of Minas Ithil and ends with Isildur's death at the Gladden Fields. That's cool. So that is 8 scenarios done in a weekend and gives us about 8 weeks to film the next slab of content.
Yep.
Exactamundo. Watching the exploits of Damien, Tom and Jamie play through the Dimnall Day scenarios reminded me of something I put off for a while deciding. With so many scenarios, our Fellowship of the Ring bit is 29 scenarios instead of 18 in the journey book. Would you do the playthroughs just on the scenario or play it as an actual campaign? I do not think we will have the time to playtest all of the scenarios to make sure that they are slightly favouring the Fellowship, Thorin's Company, 3 Hunters, etc. And there is still a high chance that the heroes will die when playing them in a campaign setting. And what are your thoughts about replaying scenarios going horribly wrong, like Frodo halfway through? Cheers for the input, and be sure to subscribe to our channel before Saturday the 26th of March to be there for the start of the grand campaign. Cheap plug. And on a personal note, I'm getting very excited to see all of you guys finally in person at the Desolation of Stockport 2016.
It'll be cool.
It will be cool. Look forward to meeting you, buddy. Okay, so you probably got the best insight into this. Is he best doing it like a campaign so the stats are affected, or almost just showing the scenarios one at a time but it being played through?
So when we did it as the as the scenario, as the campaign. And as if you've watched it and you remember it, Pippin died, but we didn't want Pippin to die.
Pippin for life.
Pippin for life, obviously. So, or Merry, it was one of the two rubbish ones. But so what we did is we modified the next scenario so that if the Fellowship won, Pippin was only injured. But if they lost again, then Pippin would be properly dead. But when we saw it happen, it was kind of like, oh no, because if he is dead, then later on it's going to affect scenarios in like Return of the King, like Gandalf and Pippin fighting off against. Oh no, it's just Gandalf because Pippin never made it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you do it as a campaign, just get ready to alter scenarios in the coming sort of games so that the heroes survive or get a second chance.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because you don't want to, you don't want to fudge things, but at the same time you don't want to lose the emotional connection with characters throughout the campaign. But at the same time, it depends what you want to achieve. Do you want to achieve something which is cinematic, which is more like the movie? In which case, I would say just do the scenarios. Just do the scenarios one by one, and that's effectively the campaign. And even if the Fellowship, there's no consequence necessarily. If you come up with a consequence that isn't them actually dying, it could be something that's less bad than that.
Maybe just that they start the next game with one less might or something like that. If they lose.
Yeah, just something along those lines. So there is a hindrance. It will make it harder in the next one, but not to the point where the characters are dying. Or you play it as an actual because it's effectively a competitive campaign at that point when you're losing people. Especially if the other player is trying to beat you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weighing up. What do you want it to show? Do you want it to show narrative, or do you want it to show a completely different style of narrative and gaming?
I mean, I think what you should do. I mean, obviously, like in the Dimrill Dale, we played it as scenario.
Yeah.
So and in each one, it's been like 3 weeks now since the beginning one. Azog was killed in each one. It was like, well, Azog wasn't really killed, obviously. It was Thror who died, not Azog.
Yeah.
Like Thror succumbed to his wounds, and Azog was fine for the next game. And I think just playing them as scenarios is fine, and you can make up story in between to say, Pippin was badly injured but was able to continue rather than Pippin's dead.
I think that's probably a better way of doing it in some ways.
But then there was also another bit of the question, I remember, because I was going to point back. And what are your thoughts about replaying scenarios that go horribly wrong, like Frodo?
You guys have done that a few times.
Yeah, so if you watch Damien and I, we played, I forgot what the scenario is called, but we played the scenario, I think it's from SBG, where the dwarves have to get off the table edge and they're being chased by the hunters.
Yeah.
Or get into the trees or something.
Out of the frying pan.
I think that's it, yeah. And
it's a good one.
we played it, essentially we replayed the same sort of heroic combat 3 times, because each time I won, killed, charged Bilbo, killed him, ended the game. Alright, that's a rubbish ending because we're not even near the objective, there's no tension. So we did it, won, killed, charged Bilbo, killed Bilbo. I'm like, re-record it. Charged, won, didn't kill. I was like, that'll do.
See, that's hard though, because I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I understand what you mean. It's because this is a dice game, isn't it? But ultimately, this channel is an entertainment channel.
Yeah.
So,
we showed the footage of me killing Bilbo twice at the end.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
And we said, like, we did fudge it. This is what actually happened. Show the clip. Right.
Okay, that's good.
It's like, we want your opinion on what you'd have preferred to have watched, and overwhelmingly the comments were,
because it makes for a better viewing.
The game was better like this, and thank you for re-recording it. It was like, alright, okay.
But it is an interesting one, because I can remember a huge scandal on miniwargaming.com because somebody had left a clip in where a key character dies, and you hear them sort of talk about how we can't have it end like that, Yeah. So they forgot to take that out. And there was this huge kick. Well, look, I watched this. It's a dice game. I'm not watching it for the. But I completely understood Matt's response. It is a tough one because you don't want. I wouldn't want to fudge anything. But you can see, well, if you got there to film a scenario, and after 10 minutes of filming, the scenario's over because it's that imbalanced.
Yeah. That's
not content. That's not content, is it? So
it's not something you'd you might want to see it, but you probably wouldn't enjoy it as if you got the full spectacle.
I think you can get away with. I think you can get away, especially if you're show and you're honest. I think you can get away and go, look, this is how it actually played out. But we're aware that would have been a 10-minute long video. I think you can do that with scenarios. I think it's different if you do if you actually just sort of doing a 1 versus 1 like an actual game. There's no point of doing that. But with a scenario, it kind of makes sense because there's more emotional investment. So great question there, Andreas, and well expanded on, which brings us on to
Daniel Theory. He says, "Hi guys, I did indeed see Damien's throw, and it was an incredible paint job.
It's magnifique. It's beautiful."
Question is, when and why did your foursome decide GBHL was something you guys were going to take on, and have you ever thought about expanding to make the channel bigger? Thank you kindly.
That's a good question.
So when and why?
There's been different stages, haven't there?
It's grown. First, it was just myself doing interviews with tournament organisers to try and promote events.
And then there was a fateful meeting.
There was a meeting up with us two. We then came on board and we decided to go with, we'll do battle reports because you'd obviously been watching mini war gaming and wanted to do what they did.
That's what happened. Yeah, I organised like a gathering in Manchester. That's when we first met. I'd messaged you before on a forum and you'd ignored me.
Yep.
And then I came up to you because it was something I was thinking about doing because I was watching mini war game. I wasn't into 40k, but I was into that. But you already had a channel and you were involved in the tournament scene, and I had no idea. Like I was so green and so bad.
So we both were when we were actually on camera. For me, like doing a Skype interview, that's fine, but.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's mad watching back. Like, go and watch them. Retro GBHL.
Awful.
It is interesting. Now, that was an exciting time, wasn't it? Because it took off really strong. Even though the quality in comparison to now was nothing like it. It took off hugely.
Yeah.
And we were getting about with our phones doing things, and it was really shaky footage and grainy, and sometimes the sound would drop out.
Well, the first camera we had didn't really catch audio, so it was like, alright, so what you need to do is you need to turn your volumes all to max to watch our video.
Yeah, there was loads of little annotations saying, look, sorry about the volume on this, it dipped out, or where I'd been filming on my iPhone and my hand went over the speaker.
Yeah.
And that was it originally, because, I mean, when we wanted to try and create, obviously, a sort of form of media for SBG, which it seemed to be dwindling, but there were sort of some independent tournaments going out, and there were still people talking on the One Ring. But the Hobbit had just been released.
Yeah.
It was being released at the time, so it was quite an exciting time to kind of try and be part of it. And then there was a decision some way down the line when we were struggling to get together. I think Damien had been in a few videos.
I think it was that at tournaments we wanted to interview players because it was becoming more about the sort of the battle side of it, and Damien said, I've got a camera, do you mind if I do some... I know you guys don't really get the time to do it at tournaments, do you mind if I do some interviews with players? Yeah. So for a while we had our roving reporter, Damien O'Byrne.
That's right, which was great. And that took the pressure off us as well, because I think the thing was that all of the games that we were playing outside of the tournament environment were being filmed games, which meant that we were going to tournaments and then we were filming content, and it was an all-consuming part of the hobby, which it still is to a degree, but you're not getting to sort of have your fun games, and the tournaments were an opportunity to obviously test yourself. You were trying to compete in the league at the time, I was learning how to become a better player at the time, and that really took a lot of the pressure off, which was great.
Damien did a lot of work for it, and so we said, well, do you want to just become a channel host effectively, because you are essentially, you're on the show as much as we are.
Well, it was the idea of doing that doing the show, wasn't it? It was, look, Damien is really good. He's like a wargaming encyclopedia. He's a bit older than we are, so he's been involved in the Games Workshop journey since the late 80s and stuff like that. So if you ask him a question about a certain time, he can talk about it at length, especially if he's had a drink,
which he always has,
because he's a lecturer.
Oh.
That's it, you're getting comments.
Yeah.
He's going to comment on this video now. You're in trouble, Jamie. He can really talk in detail about things, and it's interesting. You want to listen to him talk about it. So the idea of having a very different kind of show, it seemed natural. It would fit Damien to do it. And the one thing is, went away and has made something completely awesome with it. Which has got all of its own formats and things. And he didn't want to do that on his own, so it made sense for...
He's very good friends with Tom.
Yep.
And obviously Tom was the guy who very originally designed our GBHL logo. Cue the mug. So Tom designed this. He and Damien are good friends. So sort of, he asked, well, should Tom be on the show? So I think Tom had about 4 episodes of being just Tom.
We unveiled him, didn't we, at one of the Desolation or the league final or something?
Yeah, and Tom is now a GBHL host there. So that's how the 4 of us got it and where it is. And have you ever thought about expanding to make the channel bigger? Well, we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing, and it is getting bigger.
Yeah, it is getting bigger.
We're only at 4,500.
Does he mean like more hosts, bigger, or?
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever probably bring on more hosts in the foreseeable future.
No,
but
4's plenty.
Yeah, 4's enough. But I think we'll definitely have sort of like Harry's essentially becoming a regular guest on the show.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is we'll just have more and more of our regular guests, such as Steve, Jay, Harry, and then the guys down south.
Yeah.
Have people like Tom Macklin occasionally pops into a Palantir.
Yeah, or Sam Page has been on quite a bit of content from Mid-Sussex Wargamers. So yeah, you'll probably see a bit in terms of hosts who are actively getting out there and getting content or being key parts of content. Maybe not, but not for the time being. You never know what's going on going forwards.
You never know.
You never know. Yeah. But really good question. Thank you very much, Daniel Theory. Next up, we got Lucas Whitcroft White. Love this guy, his mum's lovely as well. But hi guys, just building some Azog's Hunters army lists. This is due to the fact that I have recently painted up some Hunter Orcs and Bulk. I was wondering, what's your opinion of Hunter Orcs on Wargs? The Hunter Orcs on foot have 2 attack space. If you have them on Warg, you could possibly have 4 attacks to wound. What do you think? Thanks, Lucas. Well, thank you very much for your question.
Yes, it's an interesting one. It's a bit of a debate you've got to make with yourself when you're writing the army list. Is on the charge you get your 2 attacks, which you'd have normally, but if you win the fight you are much more likely to wound because that doubles up. But when you get counter charge you actually only have 1 attack. So it's probably best to have a mix.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a mix. If you can get that initial charge when they've had priority, do that, you're more likely to kill, and then maybe dismount.
Yeah.
Maybe dismount. What is it? Azog killing somebody or something happening which like makes everything pass courage tests or something for a turn, or
I think it's if Azog kills like Yasneg or someone, but it's a stand fast. No, I think not.
Is it a stand fast?
I don't think it's like a fury.
It's not a fury. Okay. And so because that would be good then if you can ensure that your wargs stick around.
Yeah.
But then is it worth losing the 8 points if they run? Yeah, no, probably not. So yeah, maybe a bit of a mixture is a good idea. Thank you very much, Lucas. Next up, we've got Duncan MC.
Duncan MC says, hi guys, not quite a list question, but list building related. I'm trying to figure out my list for Desolation of Stockport, and I'm struggling to choose between a Barrels Out of Bond army, led by Legolas and Tauriel, or an all-armoured elves army, Mirkwood Elves and Palace Guard, led by Thranduil and a Mirkwood captain. Both have their upsides, but the deciding factor is the number of bows in my army. The first having 6 Mirkwood Rangers, Legolas and Tauriel, and the second having 3 Mirkwood Elves with bow. Ultimately, just how effective is having decent range capacity versus higher defence average and more combat effectiveness? Cheers, guys. So we're talking 400 points, and you've got to have at least 4 models in your army, is the rules for Desolation of Stockport.
Yep.
So Legolas Tauriel with Mirkwood Rangers, pretty decent. It's 10 shots.
Yep, pretty good. Because at 400 points, you're not going to see shooting dominate unless you've got like an all
Harad serpents.
Yeah, unless you can really sort of rack up the or things which break the bow limit basically.
Yeah.
Without hindering troop numbers. That's the only way that. So you'd say Rivendell Knights can do quite well, I think.
Yeah.
And
10 Rivendell Knights and 2 captains is a list that's pretty grim.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
But
some of the scenarios are not great for that list, so
yeah,
it's like I planned it.
But that gives you an idea of sort of bow effectiveness at lower points. So I think that the first one's good. You'll be a bit soft.
Yeah.
But if you can do another 2 when they come cover.
Rangers can hold their own in the fight, especially if they get to charge 2.
Yeah, exactly. So if you can try and do that, that's great. So good luck for that, and I look forward to seeing you at Desolation Stockport. Looking forward to that. It's going to be great. So next up we've got Wasadi 1969. He's put, hey guys, this is probably a terribly noob question, but what the hell? Ain't no question is a noob question here, pal. We're here to help. I know good forces can't shoot through good minis into combats, but if your missile troop can get around the back of an evil trooper in combat with a good trooper, can they shoot, or are they forbidden to perform any shooting when the evil player is engaged? That's the one. Cheers, Wes.
Yeah, you could, if a good model's engaged with an evil model, you can't shoot the evil model.
Because you don't want to risk killing your own dude, you know?
Yeah, still
All it takes a little gust of wind and... You know, good can't do that.
No, evil can.
Okay, that's great, Wasadi. Thank you very much. Next up...
We've got 4 from King Bonsai, if not maybe 5. I know it's 5th Just Smith signing off. So he starts, the lists all follow us. Wait, where am I starting here?
Oh, because he's commenting back to what... He's the guy who has been giving us the same list every...
Oh, okay, yeah. It's Lizard Boy.
Yeah.
The lists all follow a certain trail of thought, but are different points levels. How long can you say without running out of breath? Oh no.
Hang on.
Oh,
I'm going to time you.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's right. Let's make this scientific. Okay.
Oh, it's just going to end up being a guttural sound at the end. But...
Yep. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Lizard Boy!
Not bad, 16 seconds, not bad at all. Right. No pressure. Okay. Lizard
Sound like a washing machine.
Just short of 29 seconds. 28.78. Whew.
Okay. So King Bonehead says, I finished my Warriors of Erebor while listening to that. I started exactly 2 weeks ago while listening to Speak Funny Question. They do look amazing. I painted them red, so I was wondering how much time you spent to do a warband. It took him about 24 hours all in all. Also, what is your favourite colour to paint? His is red.
Yours is blue?
Mine's blue to paint, yeah.
And mine's red or green.
Yeah. How long to do a warband? Well, it depends what the warband is, but a few hours probably.
Yeah, you about 20 minutes. Warband probably take me a couple of days if I get a good run at it. That's the thing. A couple of days painting.
King Buzzer then says, last but not least, I got a friend into the hobby and we played in a team versus me game. Okay, I don't understand that. So he is starting the hobby and looking for a force. What is the best way to help him start? He has paints and such, and War has provided you with a more than acceptable answer.
Yeah. Nice one, War.
Yeah, he's getting all in the action.
Unbelievable.
And then King Babanzai says, or Lizard Boy says, oh dear, I forgot to ask. I want to convert a Warrior of Erebor into a captain with green stuff. Oh dear. I'll give him a shield in one hand and change the axe in the other to look more like the out of production GW model, and I'll give him a mohawk. Should I change anything else? Thanks again.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Sounds good. Sounds
good.
Sounds good.
It's Lizard Boy, Saramanda White.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it is.
It is. I think he just wants to say it.
He just wants us to say it, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, hang on a minute.
I know.
You're an imposter.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. I was like, alright.
Well, we'll see when we get to him. I'm sure Saramanda White is here, and then we'll know.
Oh, Lizard Boy's here.
So next up, we've got Jeremy Smith. He's put, welcome back, James and Bilbo. Have you taught Bilbo any tricks? I'll tell you what, I'll do another competition. If we get over 40 questions next week, if we get over 40 questions next week, I will do a video showing you Bilbo's tricks.
Cool.
Bilbo can do loads of tricks. He's a magic dog. Can disappear. It's true. He's put, I have been in a hobby slump since Christmas, happens to the best of us, as I keep having house guests and my game room gets converted into a spare bedroom. That is terrible, isn't it?
Unlucky.
I have been list building, but I won't bore you with all the variations, Jamie.
Thank you.
But here is an SBG question. This is for you. If your army had 2 taskmasters and a hero within range of both, if the hero calls a heroic action, do both taskmasters get a crack, I like it, at using a special rule to see if the hero gets the action for free?
No. I believe the wording is one or more taskmasters are in range.
There we go. When shooting at a mummak, do you use the monstrous mount rule? 1 to 4 hits the mount, and 5 or 6 hits the rider, and then an in the way for the howdah, and then to wound.
No, you pick the target model on top, check the inner ways. If they're not on the front spikes, there's no howdah in the way. If they're inside, you assume the howdah's in the way.
There you go. But if a hero on an eagle or fell beast is part of a heroic march, does it move 17 inches? That's 5, isn't it?
Yes to a fell beast because that's a mounted model. No to the eagle because it is not a mount. It's
Oh, you mean someone riding it? So Radagast on eagle.
Oh, so Radagast on eagle would do.
Yeah, Radagast on eagle would be counts as cavalry.
Yeah, sorry, I just thought you meant an eagle.
But an eagle wouldn't be. An eagle would only get
3. Yeah.
And finally, what do you like on your pizza? And are you a deep dish Chicago style or a New York pie style? That's all for now. First Agent Smith signing off. When you get pizza, what do you go for?
I either have like a hot pizza, so pepperoni and peppers and jalapenos, or I go chicken and sweet corn.
Sweet corn on a pizza. Jane does that. I'm like, what? I can't even eat your leftovers now. I like sweet corn, but not on a pizza.
Really? Why? What?
I don't know. It's all about the ham and pineapple.
Oh God!
I knew you'd react like that. It's all about the pineapple.
No,
yeah, ham and pineapple, Hawaiian style.
No.
It's for winners.
And the base style?
Oh, I like.
I don't like either of them. Deep dish, or I don't even know what New York pie is. But
a New York pie more like a thinner crust Italian-y kind of style.
I'll just say it's Italian that I like, just like proper thin, crispy.
Yeah, I think the New York
base.
pie would be my preference there.
Yeah.
I do like that. So thank you very much, Jeremy Smith. Next up is David Whittaker.
He says, he can't believe I fell out of the loop again.
Boo!
He says, I'm going to blame Jimmy's hasty episode, not leaving enough time to think of a question. Fair enough. He says, I detest painting horses. Anything you guys hate painting? Horses.
Horses.
Horses are just the worst. Because you paint a model, you're like, yeah, and you go, oh God, I'm going to do the horse.
Horses. Which is a bit of a pain when you're a cavalry.
Generally.
Generally. Yeah, horses. Or dismounts. Dismounts for any cavalry. Because you might not see them, and you don't want to see them. You don't want to see them, so you don't want to paint them. You don't want to prepare for failure. Why don't you prepare for failure? Prepare for success. Don't paint dismounts.
Also, Jamie, I think you mentioned a while back on Facebook that you were watching Arrow. Did you stick with it? If so, did you move on to The Flash? I love them as a nice break from the heavier stuff on TV. Yes, I stuck with it. I've not watched the new series, and I've not watched season 2 of The Flash, but I've seen up to season 3 of Arrow and season 1 of Flash, and they are very good.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
Recommend?
I'd recommend Arrow, definitely. The Flash is sort of like because it's DC, it's a darker universe than Marvel.
Yeah.
To start off with, so Arrow is quite dark as far as superhero things go on TV. The Flash is a little bit more light-hearted, and they sort of poke fun at each other.
Right.
Because there's lots of crossovers between Arrow and Flash, and they sort of poke fun at each other in it.
Okay.
Which is quite nice about it.
That's cool. I've never seen either, so...
But yes, I did.
Next up, we've got Callum D. He's put, thanks for answering, guys. The advice for the white horses helped a lot. I'm glad to hear that. I've started looking at building lists as you suggested, but the biggest problem I have is finding the source book for the Free Peoples since it's out of production. Any suggestions as where to find it without extortionate prices?
Nope, sorry.
Tough to get hold of.
They are like gold dust now.
I mean, keep an eye out on the trade groups. Not necessarily just Lord of the Rings ones, because if you Lord of the Rings ones, if it comes up and someone's not realised, it'll go quick.
Yeah.
Or they know. So general
wargaming ones, you know, eBay, keep an eye out. There's a good website someone suggested to me. I think it's like misspelt eBay. Basically, what it does is you type in, you know, Lord of the Rings, the Free Peoples, and it'll bring up items similar to it. So it might be like it would search for maybe Lord of the Rings, the Fee Peoples.
Okay.
So things that people have typed and misspelt, so it doesn't appear in the searches you've made. But then it could be in sort of like someone's got it wrong, spelt it wrong, and they're selling it cheap because they don't know what it is.
Yeah, well,
that sort of thing.
I nearly got a Gan of the Grey mounted a long time ago because of something along those lines, so it had been typed in wrong. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. I have heard that there are the odd GW here and there or local gaming store where they're on a dusty shelf. You know, there has been someone's
holy
come back
grail
and
of
someone's
soft
gone
goods.
back. Wow, look! I went into my local gaming store.
And they had the entire range of discontinued models. So
Yeah, like look! I found this. I found that. Look, I got a Gildor at £8.20. And I'm like, what? So yeah, just keep an eye out. But yeah, they are going to be hard to get hold of now. But that doesn't mean that you can't be hopeful for the future.
No.
Because awesomeness is on its way, I hear. Next up, Mr. Snoblar.
Mr. Snowlight says, awesome, thanks James, we'll give that wood technique a try. My question for this week is, what do you think is the best unnamed captain model there is for the game, in the game for its points?
Riven Down Knight Captain.
This is for actual captain models, not like a Hesharid or a Dwarf King.
Riven Down
Riven Down Knight Captain wins by a country mile.
Riven Down Knight Captain. Captain Numenor's quite good.
Yeah, he is.
Flat 5, take a lance, you know.
Armoured horse. And you can go to defence 7, he's decent.
Yeah, go to defence 7, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, who's not good? The Lamroth captains. They're fight 4.
Yeah.
I can take all the same gear as a Numenor captain.
Yeah,
Just-
they need to be. If they were fight 5, that would be great.
Yeah.
That's got to be a typo.
It must be.
It must be a typo.
It's a copy and paste error, surely.
Yeah, must be. Get on
Well,
it,
that
people. Get on it, people that we know.
Yeah. Also, Hunthrop captains are really good. 3 attacks on foot.
Yeah, that's well good
For 50 points or so.
for a captain. Yeah, that's good value. And Urukai captains are pretty versatile.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They can't be mounted, but they're strength
It's
5,
just
fight
defense
5,
seven.
strength 5, defense 7. Very good. Okay, so next up we've got Martin Smith.
Ooh.
And he has put, hey guys, been back in a hobby for about a year now. Welcome back. Originally collected in the early days of the fellowship and up to leaving school and starting work. At which point I flitted in and out of the game. Came across the channel purely by accident one day on Facebook and now keep an eye on there. Trying to watch through the monster backlog, but still got a lot to go. Yeah, you will. Are we on like 900 odd videos or something?
870.
Ho, 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 ho. Wow.
871 when this goes out, plus all the extras we released.
Woo! First comment on one of these, so I'm in the loop. Good man.
Hey.
Anyway, I was going to say I must be crazy, as I have at least a selection of nearly every army. You're not crazy, you're normal.
Yes. Commonplace.
Although not a lot of the newer Hobbit models. Secondly, I was going to say that after your discussion on keeping motivated, I found a couple of tips last year that work for me. Firstly, don't have too much on the table at one time, as a lot of undercoated models staring at you can be demoralising. Agree? Secondly, I quit batch painting and go one at a time. Finishing one gives you a boost to keep going. Just my view on that. Yeah, it can do.
Oh, I don't agree with that, but well.
It can do from a motivating point of view, but from an efficiency point of view, I don't think it's not as efficient, but it keeps you motivated. So
No, I think when I finish a model, I'm like, oh, I finished a model. Oh, there's still 9 there. Whereas if I do, oh, the skin, I'm like, oh, I've done 10 models skin. I'll keep going.
it just shows that everybody's different and it's subjective. So whatever works for you guys. I will ask a question anyway. When you look to build an army, do you set a list and just paint those models? Or do you paint other heroes' troops as well to give you options as to what you can take? Sorry for such a long post, Jamie, especially if you've had to read it.
Got away with it.
Take care, guys, and hopefully when I'm up at that end of the country, I'll be able to arrive for a game. Well, that'd be lovely. Maybe try and come to a tournament, that'd be great.
Yeah. No, I paint what I write a list and paint what I need for that list. That's how painting works for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar. Or theorise lists and think, oh, I need these models to be done for it.
Yeah.
But painting normally is right, what do I need?
Yeah.
And then get it on the table, you know. Although the Mirkwood Rangers, which I've started to break that because they're just lovely models, if anybody's done them. Okay, thank you very much for that, Martin Smith. That brings us on to Dr. Dan.
He says, gents, where did you get your inks from? I can't see any on the Games Special website. Are they called something different? We're in a set now. They're washes, aren't they?
Yeah, or do they come under shade? It's shading range, I think it is.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I use the Games Workshop ones, and I've got some Army Painter black ink as well.
So you go to painting and modelling, you then go to the shade range.
The shades, yeah.
Shade range, and then you've got Citadel Shade,
The big tubs now.
and there you go, they're all on there. So, there you go.
Agrex Earth Shade. That's what you want in your life.
£4.55. Are they bigger now?
They're much bigger, yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, £4.55. What? Okay.
There's a much bigger range than I remember of colours as well.
Yep, we've got Caribou
we don't
Crimson.
need to do them all, do we?
No, those are the key ones. Nolan Oil, Agrax Earthshade, and maybe Reichland Fresh Shade.
Yeah.
Those are really good ones. Okay, brilliant. So next up, thank you very much for that, Dr. Dan. We've got Matt Patterson. Thanks guys for answering last week. I've been on a bit of a hobby rampage lately. Managed to paint 26 models in about 2 to 3 days.
Good work. Good work.
Nothing compared to you though,
Oh, that's about right.
This is good. I was wondering if you two have done anything similar all the time.
Yeah, if I get the bug for painting, that is.
I generally take pride in my painting, but sacrifice quality for quantity. Sometimes do you get the same to get certain models ready to play?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Although I tend to be slower with troops. I like painting I do like painting a single hero, but it feels like a luxury because I know it's not as efficient.
Yeah.
But I do a better job, and it is more rewarding. So sometimes I'll get a little thing and I'll go. That would Bayon.
Yeah.
I really want to paint one model, rather than have to paint loads of models, and I'll just go woof and I'll get it done. I'll do it in a day. That'd be good. Okay, so thank you very much, Matt Patterson, which brings us on to
Wow.
Whoa!
So it's a great episode. Great to see the gang reunited. This week's sustenance for the loop. Looking through my figure cases the other day, and I have lost my army of the dead.
What?
During the frantic search, I came across a goblin squig hopper. Wow. That I bought almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
It made my eyes bleed. The painting was terrible, the sculpt cheesy, and yet I remember when I was prouder of this model than a father of a newborn baby would be. I loved that thing. Do you remember any models that you'd look back now and almost throw up? Well, I think my first Dwarf Rangers I painted. That's why they went in the bin.
You did, yeah. You didn't want to throw up, so you were just like,
I'll throw
dead,
them.
take them off.
Yep, forever.
Dead, take them off. The long death. Yeah, I find it quite hard sometimes to look back at my grey company, especially the basing. At the time, I was really proud. I was like, wow, yeah, this is cool. Using this model railway ballast and is it lichen?
Oh yeah, I remember you always raved about the ballast.
Yes.
You're like, oh yeah, I got different sizes and I've mixed them all together. I was like,
Well, I'll put it in with sand sometimes because it just gives a bit of a thing, but it's just too regular. It looks awful. It's terrible. But yeah, if I look back at those, they are very much. I missed the fact that you had to put your base colour on again after you've shaded the whole model, so you've got a very stark highlight on them all. So yeah, sometimes I look back at those and I'm a little bit like, I wouldn't mind repainting them. I wouldn't mind repainting them, which I might do in the future. Thank you very much, War. Next up, we've got our friend Mark Furness, who is 19 Mark F91. But hey guys, what is your least favourite scenario to play? This can be one from the current rulebook, source books, a custom-made one, or one that time has forgotten, such as from the Legions of Middle-earth book, etc. Thanks, and happy strategy battle gaming.
so from the current rule books, for me it has to be that escape scenario, where you set up touching the board edge in Desolation. Breakthrough, that's the one. That's an awful scenario. I really don't like that one.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as Unmodified Seize the Prize is pretty poor.
Yeah, so it's a pretty bad song.
If you get the wrong matchup, but it can be a good game if you get the right matchup. I think all of the Desolation of Smoke.
They're all quite weak, aren't they?
Yeah, Rescue's a bit weak.
Yeah. And then from Legions of Middle-earth, I think they were fantastic scenarios, looking back. It's a shame that there's no major minor win sort of conditions anymore. So they were great.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
And they tend to shut down on the odd tournament. You tend to see it up in Stirling. A little bit they do that. Out of the standard 6 that we tend to see,
My least favourite?
one's High Ground. I hate High Ground. Can't win it.
I guess Recon can be a little bit boring for me. I think if you get
a bad matchup.
if you get against like I think it's if you can. It's those ones where you can be done over by, just like with Lords of Battle. If you get done over by the army you're against, then you know
you draw Sauron and you're a Goblin Town. It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
Well, if you draw all hero and they kill 13 and they can't lose or something like that one.
Yeah.
That's what I've tried to avoid in Desolation by having to have 4 models. There shouldn't be too many all hero lists.
Yeah. No, that should be Yeah, I think that for those. But there are a lot of good custom ones out there. I don't think I'm not a fan of any of the custom ones that have been out.
No.
I think they've all got their own charm, no matter which tournament has done them. I can't think of any I've not enjoyed.
No. Wargame Nation's a great scenario.
Wargame Nation's really good fun, definitely for a first scenario to play. Scouts turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
Challenge of Champions, tougher, but people like it because the epicness, but it was broken quite quickly. Taken Hold from Scouring Stirlingshire.
Yes,
The Scouring's good.
The Scouring, yeah.
The Scouring, which they do, is good. I'm trying to think of some others. I can't. So yeah.
Cool.
Good question.
Next up, we got Kurdikan. He says, "Hi again, guys. I've got a lot of painting done thanks to you at GBHL. Everyone's been painting this week, haven't they?
Good.
Friday till Sunday evenings are now officially painting and GBHL night. Thank you for your hard work. 2 questions this week. Can my hero use might to increase the dice roll when rolling for increased fight when using heroic strike? No, he can't. Sometimes you just choke and roll that 1.
It's awful. Unless they do it.
Unless they do it as well.
You're like,
hooray!
yeah!
As long as you have higher fight.
Yeah.
If my model is prone and is being charged by my opponent in the move phase, is it possible for my model to stand up as part of his move? No, because when you're charged, you effectively lose your movement.
Mm-hmm.
Best regards, Mikhail Janssen.
Nice rules questions there. Thank you very much, buddy. Next up.
Saruman the White.
Yes, there we go. It is.
In Italian accent.
It's Elisa del Boyo. That sounds like Mario or Luigi.
Yeah.
In response to War's question, I would absolutely love to see the Fall of Gondolin as a battle. Have we missed something?
Last week.
Having a Balrog, the mighty oh yeah, it was last week's, yeah. The Fall of Gondolin as a battle. Having a mighty Balrog, mighty elven warriors charging forth on their horses as a last ditch stand against the armies of Morgoth. Human soldiers from the west coming to help. It would all be very cool. Yeah, it would. The answers to the quiz. This is what we wanted. Mm-hmm. So he's scoring me because I answered them last time, wasn't it? The kangaroo license, which is not a hunting license.
Oh.
I meant an ownership license. Is 13, so pretty close, James. I think I said 12, didn't I? Yeah. The platypus is indeed a mix of a duck and a beaver. 1 point. Eucalyptus leaves. Yeah. Good job. 1 point. Venomous spider is correct. 1 point. And you were right with this one. Echidna, pronounced echidna, is a mammal that lays eggs. Only 2 in the entire world that do this. Yes, kangaroos are messed up, James. They climb out of the womb into the pouch, and then the teat is literally within the pouch itself, and then the joey stays in the pouch for its first few years of life. Australia is demented.
Australia really is.
It is. The question this time, would you like me to construct a quiz on any subject for each video? And then
yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that'd be cool.
Just giving us questions.
Just nice little fun ones like this.
Yeah, not
I've enjoyed this question.
Yeah, not SBG related or anything, just random, see how good our general knowledge of Australia.
But funny things like this, because that was good. That made us giggle, made us think. It was fun. I like that. So thank you very much, Lizard Boy. I hope you enjoyed the homage before.
Yeah.
So next up we've got Nano Dave.
Nano Dave 1980 says, "Hello guys, my first question is the Elven twins. Do they share Might, Will and Fate, or do they get it each? They get it each. They are great value."
Yeah.
My next question is Elven Blades. If you draw in a duel, does the player with the Elven Blade win the fight? No, but he gets to win it on a 3, 4, 5 or 6 instead of a 4, 5 or 6.
Which is very useful.
Mm-hmm. I also attended the Into the West tournament, and what a fun experience I had. Now looking forward to the Desolation of Stockport. Boom! Shall see you there, Nano Dave. I'll hopefully I'll do a little bit better than I did in the West, as I picked up some useful hints and tips from seasoned players. As always, keep up the good work. Thanks, Dave.
Welcome to the tournament scene, my friend.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Madhouse.
Yeah, we'll just see you very soon.
Yeah, look forward to meeting you, buddy. And I've heard good things about Into the West, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for any Cardiff tournaments in the future, especially the venue. The venue's incredible.
Yeah.
Venue's incredible. Next up we've got David Whittaker. He's put missing Battle of Five Armies stuff aside. Would you rather see brand new models and rules for brand new units, or would you rather see updated models and rules for existing units, like new Warriors of Minas Tirith or Mordor Orc models, which don't look pants? I don't think Mordor Orc models look pants. Mind you, I got them by Generation Shift.
Some are pretty bad. Yeah, these are like custom.
Yeah, it made them awesome.
Brand new models and new rules for brand new units. New rules and new units to change the meta. Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what the...
Although sometimes there are little bits of frustrations with things like Numenor is out of date, or like their heroes that should be especially with the new things that have been released, higher fight value or things updated. Like Andrew shouldn't be 75 points. It should be maybe
10.
Yeah, I was gonna say 15 points. 15 points.
Maybe 25. That'd be fair for it.
All you got to think, if a lance is 5 points and gives you +1
on the charge there.
Yeah.
I think 20 points. 25 points.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, then
Not
things like that would be cool. They would be cool. We've often talked about we'd love to see the rescaling of things, and that would change the meta. But at the same time, you do want to see new models, don't you?
Yeah.
You see new models. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Next up, we got Robert Camp. He says, bad Rob. I'm back in the loop this week and have a few footy questions.
Ooh.
Oh god. Oh, okay. If you were to create, I saw Guild Ball.
Yeah.
If you were to create a team for Guild Ball out of SBG minis to fit the Guild Ball bases, what would your team be? So let's start. You got to choose a captain. I know we've done this before in the past, but choose a
I
captain.
think we have.
Choose a faction.
It's got to be Rohan.
Rohan. Okay, so choose your captain. Who's going to be like your man to do it? Aiming at the Pelennor, isn't it?
I think Eamon Knight of the Penal's got to take the role of a big guy. You know, like your big guy in your team's going to smash stuff up. So let's say Theoden. Theoden's got to be your captain.
Yeah. Your mascot. Eowyn. Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Yeah, good shout. Good
Mary.
shout, Mary.
Striker.
Striker. Wow. I'm struggling.
Just say names. Eowyn.
No, Eowyn's a winger. Eowyn's the fast winger. She's... Imagine, she could be a bit like Brisket, couldn't she?
Or Angel. Yeah. Angel.
Or
Mary.
Angel. Yeah.
Angel Salt.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah. Striker. Eamon's my big guy.
So you need two more then. So you need sort of like your other beat stick.
I have a beat stick.
Sort of like
You got to have it, Gambling and Hammer. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
Cool. It's tough. It's a tough question.
That is tough. What about you?
I don't know.
Definitely elves, wouldn't it?
Three elves. I guess my general would have to be someone like Elrond or Gilgalad.
Cool.
Like my captain.
Your
Elrond.
team would smash my team.
Mascot. Harwin.
Yeah.
Or why don't it be a horse? Shadowfax.
What? You can't take Shadowfax. Shadowfax Rohan. Yeah. Yes. Yes. He was. He was. He was there.
Okay. Marino. Asphalloth then.
Yeah. There you go. Asphalloth. That works.
Asphalloth's the mascot. Legolas would be my striker because he's so accurate. Big guy, be beefed up Thranduil or Glorfindel. Glorfindel, yeah.
Gotta be Glorfindel.
Then I need a beach stick. That can be Big Thranduil, and the other guy, the twins. they can have
Average and greedy.
just detach.
Except well better.
That's much better. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Also, a real life football question: the new boss at United. Oh, you're the new. Oh, I'm not being the new boss at United. You're the new boss at United and given 150 million to spend in the summer. What would you buy and why?
I'll buy myself a new
House.
house, invest in a new business, gym, and all the other wonderful things I want to do. Go on holiday for a while, a long time. New boss at United, given 150 million to spend. Who do I buy and why? We need a centre back. I think Stones from Everton. He's made a few mistakes, but he's quite young. I think in a good team he'd be quite good because he's good at bringing the ball out from the back. So maybe get Stones at centre back. But he's going to cost you over 30 mil. But if you've got 150, that's all right. Centre mid, maybe Vidal or someone like that. Someone who's quite creative. Someone who's good at picking a point out. Carrick's getting a bit on now, so maybe get someone like that. Yeah, I wouldn't even need to spend 150 million. Give me 80 million, I'll do it. Give me that job. Give me that job. I'll take 8 million a year for myself. I'll do that.
Do it for half that.
I'd do it for half that. I'd do it for even a lot less than that. A lot less.
200 grand a year. Done.
Yeah, easy. I'd take 100. I'd take 100 grand a year. You know, if I get to keep my business, I'll take. Oh yeah, 100 grand a year. I'll do that. 100 grand a year. Okay, cheers for that, Robert Camp. Next up we've got Jericho Jackson. He's put, hey guys, good to see you back, James. Thank you. I wanted some advice on a list that I'm thinking of for a tournament here in New Zealand in April. Cool. It's pretty filthy, as it's a 100-point tournament for the New Zealand Hobbit League, and I'm taking Fluffy All-Mounted Rohan, Theoden, Theodred, etc. to the previous two. I know that's no excuse for filth. You can do what you want, pal. Anyway, here it is.
Except this.
Knight of Umbar on Felbeast with 10 Reavers. Mahud Chieftain on Camel with Spear and Shield with 10 Reavers.
Remember, Spear there is actually a lance on Wasp.
Yeah. The Mahud King, is that what he means? Yeah?
Yeah, well, there's Mahud Chieftain as well.
King's Wellbow. Shade with 8 Orc Spearmen, and a Shadow Lord or Dark Marshal on Felbeast with 8 Orc Spearmen.
Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord all day long. This is for an 800-point tournament. I was wondering whether you'd include the Shadow Lord or Dark Marshal in this list to make it more competitive. Cheers, apologies, Jericho. With the meta that we've got over here, Shadow Lord definitely.
Yeah, it just shuts down shooting against your defense 4 army.
There's a lot of shooting armies out
that
there.
is a pretty decent list. You know, you've got 2 Felbeasts, you've got a decent support hero from my Chieftain, and you've got a Shade. You should do well with that.
Yeah, you should. If you don't, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let us know how you're getting on. And let me know how you get on with your Fluffy All-Mounted Rohan. That's for winners. Next up, we've got David Whitaker again. Wow.
Twice, he's just full of questions. He says, I'm just full of questions this week. What do you reckon is the best army you can build using only plastic kits currently available heroes? Probably Milkwood Rain, Rivendell Knights.
Yeah, Rivendell Knights.
A full Rivendell Knight army.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Saruman, the one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, he's just repeating himself the next one. So next up we've got Semp the Great. San. We get to see him soon.
Yeah, he's coming to Desolation.
Can't wait to have a pint with you, my friend. But keep the beard, James. The beard game is strong in you.
Good man.
I'm getting there.
You are, yeah.
Yeah, so look at that.
It's good.
It's kind of grown quite neat.
It has. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was thinking I'm going to need to trim this bad boy, but it looks like I've shaped it myself, and I honestly haven't.
You have.
So, no, I promise you I haven't.
You have. Just by growing it. You've shaped it.
Yes, you're right. It's my destiny.
There's a clocked on there. You're getting angry eyes with me. No, I've not. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you on about, mate? What? Do one. So anyway, there's 12 sheriffs in the Shire.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where's Ian Spiller, by the way?
Yeah.
Where were you? Why were you not in there before that? Boo! Hobbits are just awesome. Would be a project I'd like to do after my Harad army. And my question this week is, how do you get hold of the different source book rules? Now that most are out of production, they're rarely sold since most people are hugging theirs. I need the Free People's one.
It's something we've said for a while, but
Right problem.
It's a big problem that only Games Workshop can solve, really.
Yeah. I'm afraid we can't help too much other than the advice that we gave to chat before.
Check out the Free People source book though for
Yeah.
for a review.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a good idea. Go and check out that video because it'll give you an idea of some of the rules and we discussed them. And you know, they're not printed on the screen or anything, but gives you an idea. Go and check out Free People's Week. Oh, that's timed nicely.
Next we got.
Can I just say he private messaged me this today.
And you said, "Oh, put it in." So you found
Yeah, I was just leaving work. There was no way I was gonna.
Next up, we've got Jamie Selfa Ratazzi. He says, "Hey buddies, can you give a list or advice for darkness?"
An evil force.
An evil force. He means like Moriah and Warlord, yeah. So an evil for me for a tournament that I can beat one of these two lists. So it's the 500 points. So we're making an evil list that will beat these two lists.
Okay.
He's getting us to list Taylor. So list 1: Beorn, Bomber, Alfred, 2 Lake Town captains, 10 Lake Town men with bow, 10 Lake Town men with lance, so spear, and 7 Lake Town men. So let's Taylor for that one first. So
what is it? 500 points.
500 points. A ring wraith, just basic ring wraith.
Yep.
Would do quite nicely. Maybe 2 might, 10 will, 10 bows, so 2 fate. That will sap Will Alfred.
Yeah.
You can
Shut down Beorn.
shut down Beorn with that once that's done.
You need enough will to be able to be transfixing him every time.
Yeah.
Is he resistant to magic though?
Well, it might be. I'm just going to just get rid of Alfred.
Yeah.
Black Dart Alfred and your problem's gone for might wise.
Yeah.
With him against Lake Town, defence 4, so
We'll get some strength 4.
in Maranoak front line with just Orc Spearmen behind to save on numbers. Maybe a Taskmaster and maybe 2 Ring Wraiths.
Yeah. yeah, Taskmaster wouldn't be too bad there. You want to get up to them reasonably quick. 10 late time men with bow isn't terrible.
No.
Amount of shooting. So yeah, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
And list 2. This could be a little bit different, but I think it'd be something like this: Champion of the King,
So
King's Champion,
Shield Bearer, 8 Khazad, 1 Dwarf with Equipment Guard.
Do we? I don't know. 1 Khazad and 1 Equipment Guard. Vault Warden.
Well, it must be Vault Warden.
Yeah.
You think? 8.
Good effort
9,
with
10,
trying, by the way.
11, 12. Yeah, I think 8 Khazad Guard, 1 Vault Warden team, and 2 Dwarf Warriors with Shield.
Yeah.
Or it could be Iron Guard.
Could be.
Aerial Captain, 12 Warriors of Aerial with Shield and Spear.
Yeah.
1 without Spear. Thank you for reading and hoping for your answer. So against the Dwarves, an evil list. Your most sort of perfect one would be a Blackguard front line now.
Yeah.
For equal fight and strength 5. Or just sheer weight of numbers will pull them down.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do, because it's relatively small lists.
Yeah.
Relatively small list, so if you can get strength 5 in there, that's always handy. Things that are mounted versus dwarves could be quite good as well, because if you're knocking down, you're more likely to get that 6 to wound, even if you're not strength 4.
Spectres are decent. I remember the Middle-earth Deadliest Warband, where there was 3 Spectres ripped through the Iron Hills dwarves.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, because obviously they're hitting against the courage rather than the defence, so things like that are pretty good. So there you go, there's a few little ideas which you can take going forwards, and wow, someone did manage to get one in after you. I'm impressed.
8 minutes ago.
That's incredible.
That's during.
That's during. Let's just refresh.
Pause.
Oh, it's Bilbo. Oh,
Set to
35?
Newest first. People rushing in.
Rushing in.
So we were on this one, weren't we? 5 minutes ago, the Commander Kaiser just commented we were on Mytherium.
Yeah, okay. Howdy guys, with the upcoming GW decision to make SBG potentially a Middle-earth SBG in the specialist games, what kind of things would you like to see released? Is it confirmed it'll be like a Middle-earth SBG?
Pretty sure that's what it was called on the... which I've been touting since years ago, that it will become Middle-earth SBG.
That was always the hope, wasn't it? Even if you go and watch the early content, it was always like, oh, wouldn't it be great if you merged the IPs
Yeah,
and
you
do
Middle-earth.
Do everything, yeah.
No, you free up the whole time period.
What kind of things would you like to see?
Just more, just new stuff. I just want new things that are interesting and...
Lots of different armies. Do you know what? I mean, I guess it's going more like the Legions and Middle-earth way of doing things, but I guess you could... But if you look at the way that it's going with the way that Games Workshop sells things, and particularly how they're writing rules for 40k, like formations and things. So you like fluffy formations.
Yeah, give you an in-game benefit.
Yeah, they give you some kind of in-game benefit, so lots of sort of little like white council rules for choosing to pick sort of fluff-based options.
Yeah.
You know, with more ways of exploiting it.
I'd love to go back to Legions of Middle-earth and have restricted allies. It's solved so many problems that are in the game currently.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't have a shade drop behind Goblin Town, for example.
Yeah, no, you can do that.
No. Like, you could have shades in Goblins, but you couldn't have a shade behind Reavers because that for those forces didn't ally.
Yeah, okay.
So it just sort of it kept the game balance quite strong.
Yeah, I like the idea of there being like sort of formations. Yeah. You know, that, and there are in-game benefits to sort of having those formations. Which is kind of the way that 40k has gone, and that's how you could factor in sort of there being benefits for taking some of the bigger heroes because they're able to take bigger formations of troops.
Yeah. Well, so people have always suggested is like have Aragorn lead 24 warriors.
Yeah.
Have Baragon lead 6. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, but also you can also deal with sort of elite things with that. So like, let's say you want Fountain Court Guard. Well, you want to take Fountain Court Guard. Denethor comes along, and you know it's like a formation. You know, formation of the Tower or the Citadel Guard sort of formation with Baragon, and then you're always getting sort of fluffy combinations.
Yeah.
And you can only take them by taking that. Things like that's not a terrible idea. Although it does limit.
It just puts army constructions in place.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Michael Bojan. He says, quick question, do you prefer Radagast and Eagle or Beorn? Thanks and keep up the great work. I would think I would go for Radagast. For profile wise, Radagast on Eagle. Model wise, Beorn.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. But Radagast and Eagle's incredible.
Yeah.
Really incredible. It's a shame he loses his
Staff,
stuff.
but he'd be so powerful with his stuff.
Yeah.
You need,
Yeah, it would be.
you need like another 50 points on him.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So without his stuff, because the issue then is he can be sack-willed and transfixed and stuff, and shut down like most things. But I mean, if he's resistant to magic, then it's giving him that same defensive capability. But much better than Bayon, I would think. So next up we've got Son of Gloin. But hey fellas, I'm thinking of building a list that contains Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli and Gandalf the White. What are your thoughts on list building with these guys and what would you run with it? Also, have either of you tried using the Champions of Erebor? Again, thoughts. Let's start off with the 3 Hunters and Gandalf the White. Yeah, I've built lists with the 3 of them and Gandalf the White. You're not going to get much more in.
You might as well just go more heroes at that point. Well, depending on what points you're playing at, that's quite a lot of points.
It's quite a lot of points. Well, think of it like this. A 3 Hunters list on foot, which isn't always the best, but a 3 Hunters list on foot tends to be around 400 points. Yeah. And then Gandalf the White's another, on Shadowfax, if you put him on Shadowfax, it's another 235. That's right, isn't it? 235?
So, yeah.
Yeah, so you're looking already, that's nearly 650 points, without even trying to optimise that and maybe taking Legolas on a horse and taking Aragorn on a horse.
Yeah.
Paul Gimli doesn't get to go anywhere. So you take the model of Legolas with Gimli on his back and then take something else. But yeah, those are the kind of ways to think. And what about Champions of Erebor? You used them?
No.
Seen them used?
Yes.
Yeah, any good?
I think they're very strong. I've never seen them. I've never played against them though, so.
Me neither.
Can't comment, sorry.
Can't comment on that, Son of Gloin. Next up, it's my man. It's Ryan Hobbit Hinch.
Hey.
I like this guy.
He says, "Good day, gentlemen. I send a question all the way from Jamaica."
Jamaica.
Nice. Hope you're having a good time. How have you both been keeping? Been good.
Good. Hopefully catch up with you. Are you coming back? Are you around? It'd be good to catch up with you, matey.
He says, "Okay. I need some help with who to make my leader for my force for Throne of Skulls.
Ooh.
My list is Elrond on horse, Elan and Elrohir with horse and heavy armour, Arwen on horse, and Gandalf the Grey on horse. Who should be the leader, Elrond or Gandalf? All the best, Ryan Hobbit Hinch."
Gandalf.
Either one. I don't think it makes any. I don't think it makes a blind bit of difference with Throne of Skulls who you want.
Oh, with Throne of Skulls, yeah. Ooh.
I think Elrond would do as your general here because you've got the Elven contingent.
Yeah.
So he'd be the general, and Gandalf would be there in a sort of like an advisory role.
Yeah. Because it's all about the fluff. That tournament. Yeah. I was going to bring Rohan list to sort of defend the kingdoms of men thing, but I was like, well, that doesn't exist. I might take Bayon and paint me Thranduil and just have some Mirkwood Rangers and just have a bit of fun with that. Could be cool. Really good to hear from you, Ryan Hobbit Hinch, and I hope you're having a great time out there. Which brings us on to the final question, because we're not going to refresh again. Nope. Is the Commander Kaiser. He's like, "Hey guys, I think I'll try and get through my projects by rewarding myself like you suggested." Yep. This week's question is, how good do you think Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit tournaments are to newcomers who perhaps aren't fully versed in the rule set? I only ask, since I haven't played for some time now, and so I need to get the feel for the game again. And because I've had a few negative experiences with 40k and Infinity Tournaments events, it's different.
Completely different. Hobbit is possibly one of the most sort of friendly sort of tournament group I've ever seen. People are willing to teach you the game whilst you're taking. They might beat you because you're not sort of as up to scratch with them, but they will show you how the game works. They're not just going to be like, "Oh my god, this guy doesn't even know how to play the game."
Yeah. And there are a lot of good players as well that they like the cool factor. Yeah. They like the cool factor, and we see that a lot with Lord of the Rings. Maybe it's because it's in Middle Earth, and a lot of people get into Lord of the Rings not just because it's a war game, but because they've got an affinity to the story and Tolkien and everything. Is that you do tend to get that feeling that everybody just wants to sort of play with their toy soldiers. Now, of course, as with any competitive environment or competition, you might get a handful of people who aren't like that, but they are the exception rather than norm, particularly in this community. The exception. And to be fair, even some of those guys are outstanding, like lovely people who will teach you. So completely different, and that's one of the big things that other people looking from the outside in have said.
Darren, the guy who runs Northwest Gaming Centre, said he's never sort of seen a community like ours. There's no sort of big fractious groups amongst it. Like, we all get along well. He's never seen a community that hugs so much.
It's all about the hugs. Yeah. All about the hugs. Yeah, and go for meals after tournaments, and go for drinks together, and you know, all friends with each other on Facebook and the like. But not in a clicky way. It should never become a clicky way either.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think.
Well, better not do, because you know we're all about the love here. Need new people to hug. So yeah, don't be afraid to come down and get involved. You know, we'll look after you as well. Just introduce yourself, and Ryan Hobbit Hinch commented before. I've met him twice. Like, he was my drinking partner last time. Ruined him. It was awesome. You know what I mean? You end up becoming great friends, and that's what it's more about. So I'm sure if you come in with a positive attitude, you play the game the right way, and you want to learn and everything, that you will have a positive experience. And that brings us towards the end of a nicely filled up Speak Friend and Question. Make sure you join us next week. Remember, we've got competitions, haven't we?
We have.
Comment with a chance to win this.
Little Creek.
Yeah, make sure that you comment with a chance to win that, and get involved as ever. Don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your Hobbit host by clicking the links below.
Make sure you check out our Facebook page and that you follow us on Twitter.
Support your Hobbit hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming, guys.